And here we are on the 6th floor of Diageo's office on Golden Square in Soho in the centre of London. My name's TJ and I'm one of the malt whisky ambassadors for Diageo. Fortunately, I live in Scotland, in the home of Scotch whisky, and I get to travel around Scotland as much as I can, travelling to our distilleries, hosting fantastic customers and guests. When I drive from Perth north on the A9 to Inverness, on the left-hand side is one of the most picturesque distilleries you'll ever come across. You'll see the pagodas from miles away, the roofs of the distillery, and then you come along and see this fantastic white building that is Dalwhinnie Distillery. Just over 1,000 feet over sea level, it is the coldest and highest distillery in Scotland. The average temperature all year reaches a maximum of 12 degrees. What that allows us to do in the winter is we produce our winter's gold. That is Dalwhinnie's expression of whisky that is distilled in the winter, running through those worm tubs that are running super cold, condensing that hot gas whisky back into liquid in an instant, making this full-bodied and luscious whisky. We then move up and we have our 15-year-old, which is our normal or regular or more common expression. A fantastically sweet but balanced whisky. And what we have here in front of me is a bottle of whisky that's older than me. Distilled in 1988, we have this 2019 special release Dalwhinnie 30-year-old. If you look at the packaging on that, it looks super prestige. And I really like the colour. As we stand in London in this winter's sun, it's definitely not sunny in Scotland, but that gives out this lovely, fantastic amber and toffee tones. I'm joined by Henry, who is the features editor of Master of Malt. And we've done a couple of videos together.
Yeah, they've been fun, yeah.
I always have a good time, so thank you very much for coming back. And definitely for me, I think this is one of the whiskies in the range that I was looking forward to tasting. We did taste the Talisker. When you said that was the one for you, was
15-year-old, yeah.
The one that you were really looking forward to, but this one is double the age of that Talisker and double the age of the normal Dalwhinnie of what we get to try. So let's try this one here. I love that noise. There's a couple of things that I really love about Dalwhinnie that I think are really, really endearing. It's a small distillery, only producing a couple of million litres of whiskey every year. But one of the best parts, I think, is the fact that the water source for the distillery comes from a local farmer, and we pay him in whiskey for his water. 60 bottles of whiskey we give him. 60 bottles of Dalwhinnie 15-year-old is what we give him. So just over one a week. I'm looking forward to seeing if I would take half the amount of whiskey that's twice the age. I think we should try that. So, as you can see, very light in colour. For a 30-year-old, it's gentle, refill hogshead and butt. I think on the nose. Wow. Punchy, it's 54.7%, so it is that natural cask strength again, as we find through the whole entire of the 2019 special releases. That's fantastic, strong vanillas, caramels, toffees. Slight hint of raisin though. You getting some nut? Yeah. I get apricot as well. I like the apricot that comes through, definitely. Tasting wise, I'm going to take my time on this. I'm going to lick my lips and let's see how we get on. Wow. That there is that viscous liquid that we distill from that cold temperature that surrounds Dalwhinnie. I was up there not long ago and we had a group of Colombians. They don't often see snow, and there's a photo of Dalwhinnie coated in snow, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and it just shows you that the temperature there drops. And they say that they get snow more regularly than most parts of Scotland, and definitely most parts of the UK. But on the flavour there, that apricot is still there, very apparent. That nuttiness is really interesting. I find a touch of sort of hazelnut, almost like viscous, a bit like an orgeat that we'd use for making Mai Tais and different cocktails as well. And definitely a little hotter than I thought it was going to be. I think when we look at other Dalwhinnies, the 15-year-old, for example, it's smooth and gentle, and that definitely still is smooth, but you can tell that cask strength is a lot more punchy. The finish is still there as well. Keeps coming back around with toffees, caramels, nuttiness that's still there as well. So we try it with a drop of water. I think the idea of tasting whiskies with water, I mean, especially for me, I spend a lot of time, enjoyable time with bartenders, teaching them about a lot of whiskies that we have in the bars and restaurants and how to taste those, and a lot of those aren't necessarily up at cask strength, so I don't always put water in those. But I definitely recommend it with something that's a little bit higher up in that sort of mid-50 region on ABV. That's opened up already. A little bit more citrus coming through. That oiliness is held up.
It's still spicy.
Still really spicy. Yeah, absolutely. But I think it hits of maybe almost nutmeg coming through now as well. But fantastic. I'm glad we could share this one together.
Cheers.
Cheers.